to the recording. Okay. And the lesson is here. Okay. So if you can see my screen, okay. So we are going to talk about Elasticsearch. Can someone confirm me if the introduction was done or even the introduction has not been done? Can someone tell me?
We did talk about elk,
Mm-hmm.
and there was another one, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay. Okay, no worries. I think, yeah, so this is what I also heard. So probably I will start from the basic and we'll try to cover the maximum lesson possible. Okay, so we are going to talk about Elastic Stack. So please go to this lesson, okay? This is the link I will send directly on chat. And that is day 4. You can click on this one. The naming is a bit wrong because I was not supposed to teach this one, but anyway, I'm teaching it. All right, so yeah, this is ELK stack, everyone. Okay, we will be talking about ELK stack, and now it is called Elastic Stack. Okay, so we will be talking about why do we need this, what is the benefit of this, and we will talk about what are the components of this. So some more items we'll be talking about this lesson. Okay, so me. Okay. So this is the lesson we have today on Elastic Stack. Okay. So a thing is that whenever you want to build anything, I believe monitoring, SLAs, and all have been already introduced in this week. Okay. And you may have already been talked about this, that what is log management? Why do we need to maintain the logs of the application? So logs of the application are just kind of the records which tell us that how the system is performing. If there is anything going wrong, if anything is not behaving as it is, if there's any kind of issues, any kind of tracking you want to do, all of that you need logging. So logging and monitoring are used a lot in DevOps to maintain the integrity and have a complete check on the performance of the system. Okay. So there are many different ways of doing this. Okay. And it essentially involves a lot of the capabilities, like you have to aggregate the logs, you have to process the log, then you have to store the log somewhere where you can easily search it. And then you need a system where you can actually analyze the logs. Okay. So this is a complete logging and management system. We will be using ELK stack for logging and management. Okay. I believe you have already talked about this in brief, that what is logging, what is monitoring, why do we need monitoring. So I will probably continue directly with the stack. Okay. So what is a tech stack? Okay. Because we are going to talk about Elastic Stack. Earlier it was called ELK stack. Now it is called Elastic Stack. Okay. I will talk why. So a stack refers to a set of systems, okay? Not one system, a set of systems which actually enable the application, which actually in total make the complete system which you can use it, okay? For example, if I talk about, let's say, admission system at Code Platoon. So admission system itself is made of multiple components. You have a marketing sales team, which goes and promotes the courses. There is a team which onboards the student. There is a team which ensures that every student gets financial aid, a scholarship, and everything, right? So all of these things are working together to make the system, right? For example, you have full stack. What is full stack? You have the front end, you have the back end, you have the database, because just front end is not enough to build a complete comprehensive application, right? So you need front end, then you need the back end so that that can implement the business logic. At the same time, you also need database so that you can maintain the record. So we are going to build the same system for monitoring and tracking, Okay. So you might have already learned CloudWatch. Did you learn CloudWatch or not yet? Can someone confirm?
Julius had gone over that on Monday.
Very good. Yeah. So the way how you have learned CloudWatch, Elastic Stack is also used. It is very similar to that, but more advanced. Okay. And that is the reason we will not be going in a lot of depth of this tool. Okay. And we'll always give you an option to use Elastic Stack or CloudWatch, but this is a very popular tool, but again requires a bit of in-depth knowledge and understanding. So ELK stack or Elastic Stack is like a monitoring stack used to monitor anything like application, infrastructure, the logs, and anything. Okay. Elastic Stack is as such made of three parts. That is Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. Okay. So Elasticsearch is the most important component. Okay. That is kind of the storage. So it's a NoSQL storage. Okay. You can call it database. What is NoSQL? Can someone tell me what is NoSQL?
It's just another form of database, but instead of using tables, so it's not tabular, usually it's like JSON documents.
100%, totally, yes. So it's a no structure, as the name sounds. The data does not have a particular strict structure. Okay, data is open-ended for modification, for changes in attributes or anything. Okay, so Elasticsearch is a very popular store for NoSQL databases. So you can give the data in this, and this is very powerful, very efficient to help you query data from this. Okay. Again, Elasticsearch itself is a big domain. The in-depth course can be built out of this. We'll be not going in depth of this. We'll just be learning the basics of this tool. Okay. Then you have Logstash. Okay. So Logstash is the tool which is used for logging. Okay. I will talk about each of this in details. And then you have Kibana. Kibana is kind of the front end, the UI where you will be building the logs, you'll be building the dashboard, and you will be using that. Okay. So Nika, it is called NoSQL actually. NoSQL kind of, you can say non-relational SQL. Yeah, so that is the NoSQL. Okay. So these are the three components. Okay. And the first part of the component is Elasticsearch. Okay. So what is Elasticsearch? It is a real-time distributed system engine. Okay. For designing to storing the logs. Okay. So thing is, it is real-time because it is very fast. You give the data, it can keep processing your time series data as well. It can perform the analysis and it can be a very efficient storing system. You give the data and it will store the data for you. Okay. And it can help the users to run the queries on this. Okay. Again, we will not be going in depth of running using this to run the queries, but we may do a bit if possible probably in the next class, I believe. Okay. So this is the NoSQL database. Okay. The Elasticsearch. And the way how this works is that you have okay, let's talk about this first. So this is your logs. This is kind of your application log. So this is the place where data is getting generated. Okay. I am sure you have used some system with logs. So for example, this is an example of a log, right? This is your log. So this is telling at this date, on this time, what happened on this. This is the depackager. Okay, package management log is here. This is your application log. So for example, if you go log/application log, okay, you can see this is your log. This is your to-do list application log. Do you see this? What does it show? At this time, this is an error, this is an information. What happened? It was a request. And what type of request? Was a GET request for what URL? This is like the request at what endpoint. So a lot of this information is available in this logs. This is kind of the development server. Okay, started, that log is there. So a lot of these logs are here and they have vital information. For example, if I have logs and if I keep monitoring these errors, I can know that this is the place where the error is happening. Probably my favicon file is not available. Probably this link is broken. Since you have very less log, but if otherwise, if you have a large number of logs, you can see large number of data information here. Okay, what is happening with the system? So we will be creating this elastic stack, and what it will be doing is it will read these logs. Okay, it will read this log from here, and then it will process this log using log stash. So log stash is a tool. Okay, so that's the name. It is ELK, ELK, Elasticsearch log stash in Kibana. Okay, so elastic log stash will take the logs and it will process the log, and then it will send the log to Elasticsearch. Okay, so Elasticsearch will then store the logs, and then on top of that, you can build Kibana. You can build the dashboard. You can see the logs here. Okay, so this is how the ELK stack works, right? ELK, or elastic stack it is called. Okay, any question? Then you have the architecture of classic architecture is like this. So what happened is that log stash, the job was to take the logs and do the processing. So for example, this log which I showed you, okay, this log is very clumsy. It has information, it has errors, it has info, it has URL, it has type of the request, right? It has date and time. If you have a large number of log, it becomes very difficult. So what you do is that you take this log and you process, you filter the logs and you make it human readable and system readable. Okay. So that job Elasticsearch does, Logstash does. When it is doing that, it becomes a very tedious task. So what people did is that reading the log, they have taken out from Logstash. They have gotten beats. Okay. So there are different types of beats. Okay. And these bits, what they do is these bits will collect the data. They will now send that data to Logstash for processing. So collection has been given out. So data is collected, data is aggregated, then data is stored, and data is analyzed. You're getting the sequence? Collection, aggregation and processing, indexing and storage, and then analysis. Okay, this is the complete step that you have. Okay. Sometimes you are handling large amount of data, very, very large amount of data. Let's say log is coming from hundreds of the servers. Then this server and this server, they become overwhelmed. You have hundreds of bits collecting data, but Logstash is one server, right? So what you do is you put a SQS, like a buffering system here, like SQS, like Redis, Kafka, RabbitMQ. And what they do is they take large amount of data, they keep it to itself, and when the system is free, they slowly release the data to Logstash. So this stack becomes like this. Okay. So Elasticsearch is used for a lot of purpose, like geo search, data aggregation, product search, textual search, analysis. It is used a lot. Elasticsearch itself is a domain, itself is a job role. You have Elasticsearch administrator role, developer role. So itself is a very vast domain. Okay. And it has been built by a company called Elasticsearch. Elastic company is there, based in Netherlands. And this is how this is used. Okay. There are many other alternatives to Elasticsearch, like Cassandra is there, and Splunk is there, Algolia is there, Amazon Open Cloud Search, OpenSearch, actually they have changed the name, is there. So there are many other alternatives, okay, for this. And this is the part of Elasticsearch. If you talk about Kibana, Kibana is the visualization tool, right? So this is the collection, processing, storage, and this is your visualization, Kibana. This is open source tool where you can actually view the logs, you can create the dashboard, you can see the data, you can create graph, pie chart, heat maps, lot of things you can do here in Kibana. Okay. And so Kibana is used with Elasticsearch will be the source of data. Okay. And what are the use cases of Kibana? It helps you to build interactive chart. It helps you to provide the support, mapping support, then aggregation, filter, dashboards. A lot of these options are here. Okay. We'll be doing this setup, so don't worry about it. And a bit of information on this, that in NoSQL Elasticsearch, your database become indexes. Your tables are your patterns. Documents are your rows. And fields are your columns. Okay, just have a look on this once. Okay, so this is how the data and is created and addressed in NoSQL. Okay, so we will go through this in a bit more details. Okay, let's build this system. Okay, so today we will be using Docker Compose for this. Initially, I have not used Docker Compose. Okay, today we will be using Docker Compose because Docker has been introduced earlier. Again, we just talked that Docker is in the right place or not, or some questions can be around it. But since the program is like, we assume that you know a bit of Docker, so we'll be using Compose. Okay, you don't need to really know it, but okay, we will be kind of showing you how to do this. So everyone, please open this Elastic Stack Setup, this link. Okay, please open this link. I'm sending in chat as well. Elastic Stack Setup using Docker Compose. You should have Docker already working with you. Okay. If you don't have Docker running in your system, then I think that can be a bit of problem. For example, I have Docker already with me. I had set it up on my system, in my system, to make sure that everything is fine. I will remove this and Docker PS, a. Don't worry, the next module is Docker only. Docker network ls, Docker volume ls. Yeah, I think we're good. So there's nothing in my system. Everything is clean. Can everyone please start your Docker? Please start your Docker instance. You don't need to use EC2. You can just do it on your machine. Everyone following with me? Please give me a thumbs up if you're following with me. Please open your Docker. This is a very simple lesson. Everyone can follow. Okay, everyone can follow. I will just help you to set it up and then we'll go for break. Okay, I know that we are almost to an hour. Okay. Please, everyone, start your Docker container. Sorry, Docker desktop. And let's open this. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to create a file. Okay, called Docker Compose. Okay. So what I will do here is cd Mectar Elastic, something like this. Okay. Okay, I have gotten this open. Okay, now what I would do is I will create this file docker compose.yaml. Okay, everyone, you can use VI, or if you want to use VS Code, you can directly go ahead and create a file here, docker compose.yaml. Those who are following with me, please give me a thumbs up. We will be doing a very simple demo. No need to worry. Good. Okay, so we got this file and this is your compose file. Now the thing is, you don't need to understand everything of it. I will try to explain a bit, okay? You don't need to know everything out of it. We will be learning this in details in the next module. So please copy this content and paste this inside your compose. Please ensure your Docker is working fine. Okay.
Chandra, a number of us don't, if you look at the chat, at least 3 or 2 people.
Oh.
So I think for the purposes of what we need to do today, we can follow along, but I think it would take more time to get it working than to stay focused on, yeah, just my 2 cents.
Totally fine. That's totally okay. Yeah, I think, Docker is definitely, it takes a bit of time sometimes to start or sometimes give issues. We'll probably help you in afternoon to, kind of debug this if needed. Otherwise, yeah.
I've had it working in the past and it's been a little snotty at times. So I would rather do that after the presentation so I don't ruin what I've got already up.
Mm-hmm. No worries, 100%. All right, okay, so let's continue on. Once you have gotten this working here, this is the complete Docker Compose file, everyone. What you need to do this is create a new file with name .env. Okay, let's create a file .env here. Okay, once you do this .env file, you have to paste this. I will quickly explain, okay, what it is doing. All right, you have to create this file. And the next thing is you have to create another file. This is the configuration for logstash. Okay, what we will do is we'll first do it, then we will learn it. Okay, I will teach you after we have done the hands-on. So you understand, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. We'll take in that approach. Okay, let's copy this content and paste this inside this configuration. Okay, sounds good, everyone? That's it. If you have done this much configuration, then what this configuration will do is it will start a Docker container. One of that will be for Elasticsearch, another is for Logstash, another is for Kibana, and this is the Logstash configuration. Okay, let's do it. Then we'll review the code. Take this command, docker compose up, okay? You can write docker compose up, okay? It may take a bit of time for you. For me, it will take very less time. For you, it may take probably 15 minutes, okay? 10 to 15 minutes it can take. And let me tell you, Elasticsearch is a very heavy stack. Very, very heavy, okay? So it can probably crash your Docker. It can probably slow down your system. It can probably do something else as well, okay? So if something happens, be patient. We are just learning right now, okay? We'll restart it, okay? You can see some of the logs it is taking. I will definitely like to keep this screen here, okay? Let me take a screenshot so that I can refer this later. Okay, for me, you can see all the logs it is taking, all the large number of logs, log stash is taking and sending the system. Yes, no system will like this. Yeah. Yeah, this elastic. Yeah, it can be a bit problematic, everyone. There is little I can do to help you. It is very heavy stack, very, very heavy. If you do on machine, generally it needs EC2 large, T2 small, T2 large. In my system, I have 16 gigs of RAM. I'm on Mac M1, I guess, M1 or M2. I think it is M1 only. And I have stopped almost everything. That's why it is running. Otherwise, it does give a lot of issues. I see 2-3 systems have gotten issues. Anybody else who got it working?
I don't know. It was doing stuff and now it just kind of stopped. So I don't know if that means it's still doing some. I don't know.
No, so if this is working, you should see something like this. Like the logs should be like this. And you can actually search like this, Docker PS, and you will see 3 minutes up. All of my containers are running. Logstash, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. It's totally okay. I think Joe, yeah, sorry, Jose, it's totally fine. Yeah, it looks Jose, yeah. So basically what I did, I wanted to see the logs. So I did not give -D, okay? If you give -D, it runs in detached mode. That's the only thing. So don't worry about it. Okay, I see that Jose has gotten it. Yems may have also gotten it. Anybody else? Oh, Yems is okay. No worries. No worries. So what you can do is probably is, if needed, I can probably finish this and we can probably take a break. If needed, you can stop Zoom and then you start the stack, issues, come back. Yeah. recording is going on, so you will have the recording with you. Okay, so I believe at least one or two of you have gotten it. So I think I will just continue with that. So what you have to do is that this is the place where Kibana runs, 5601, okay? Okay. And this is your username. Your username is, default username is Elastic. And the default password is this password that you have given here, Elastic password, DevOps 2024. Okay. If you log in, you are logged into Elastic Stack. Okay. All right. So once you get this here, this is the Elastic Stack, how it looks like. This is your front end that I was talking about. Okay. So yes. Okay. This is your Kibana, and this is your log stash. All of them are working. Okay. So it is taking the logs file, it is processing the logs, it is running, storing this here, and it is doing the visualization on Kibana. Okay. Now to do anything further in hands-on, you need to have this stack running. Okay. So what we can do is, anyway, we are close to 1 hour or over an hour, I believe. So what we can do is we'll go for a break. You can take this 15 minutes of time if you want to go for a break, or if you want to try it out again, you can run the command again. Okay. So everyone, we will go for 15 minutes break. This is as such a break. If you want to give it a try to give it a run. Otherwise, once we return, we will continue from what we have learned so far. Okay. We will be importing our data here. We will be taking an example data of e-commerce website, and we'll build some logs and web logs. Okay. All right. So let's take a 15 minutes break, and returning will continue. So what we will probably do is first is we will try to understand the code a bit. Okay. Again, we will not be going in a lot of details because many of the things are related to Docker, and which we will be learning from now on in good details, I believe. So we will be starting understanding this Docker Compose. Okay. So this is our Docker Compose. Okay. This is the main file which is creating all of this. Again, this is not in a, this has not been taught in details. So probably you will not understand many of these things, but I can probably tell you that Docker Compose is a way to start multiple containers in one go with a good configuration, setting up the values, environment variables, everything you can do in just one command. And that is Docker Compose. And this is kind of the service. So you can see this is Elasticsearch service, this is Kibana, and this is Logstash. So we are actually creating these three services. Main is this Elasticsearch. So here you are using this Docker container version 8.12, and it is using container name, we are giving Elasticsearch. And this is where we are telling configuration like disable this. You can see here Elastic password. So in Docker, if you make any file with name .env and give it a password here, the value here, you can directly reference that value here. So we are referring this password here. So with this password, this will create this Docker container with these values. Okay. And we are then creating Kibana. So Kibana will be running on top of Elasticsearch. I mean, not top, I mean connecting to this. And again, you can see here, it is using Elasticsearch as the host here, 9200. Elasticsearch always runs on port 9200. Okay. And this is your log stash. So log stash is running. And there is a very interesting thing that is the only important thing here to talk about is this volumes, this part. Okay. Again, this has not been taught in details, so I'm not going in details. Once we have learned this lesson in Docker, then we can probably talk in details about this. Okay. So this is your network. Here we are creating actually a network with name Elastic, and we are connecting every container with the same network, Elastic. Okay. One important thing that you need to know here is the volumes. So we are connecting our local log stash configuration to the actual configuration file. So this configuration is here. Okay. And what this configuration essentially it is telling is that please take this file var log d package. Okay. And from the beginning, store all the logs inside log stash. Okay, through log stash, it will then store inside Elasticsearch. Okay, we are not applying any filter, so every log will be collected. All the logs will be collected. If we had added filter like status 404, status 200, it will only catch the logs with the filter matching. Okay, and output is telling that whatever logs you get from here, from this file, take that log and store it inside Elastic host. And you can see here host, username of this is this, password is this, and the index name will be log stash and month, date, year, year, month, and date. Okay. So this is the way how this code is working. You have this compose file. Don't worry about how it is working. Don't go in details. You can probably understand everything once we have finished Docker. For now, you can just know that it is taking this value from here, log stash configuration. It is taking this log and sending inside our Elasticsearch. Okay. So this is the way how this code is working. I think let's get a bit of hands-on with the Kibana portal, and then we can probably try more. So this is a sample. This is sample for e-commerce. Okay. So you can click on add data. Okay. So those who are following, please go to this link. I have sent the link in chat. Okay. So it has given us some sample data. Okay. So that we can try a bit hands-on by ourselves to build some dashboards, some logs. So the first one is e-commerce data. Second one is flight data. Third one is web logs. Okay. So let's add with e-commerce orders once. You can click on add orders. Okay. And once you have added, this data is now added inside your system. So you can probably, this is the place where we do analytics. So you have to click on discover. Okay. So those who are following with me, I know at least 3-4 of you are following with me. Please open that link and click on discover. If you do that, you will see a very big canvas where you can see large number of the logs. So let's say last 15 hours ago, and you can click on update, and you can see all the e-commerce orders which are coming in. Again, this is coming from a sample data. We'll give it a real data in a moment. Okay. So you can see how the logs are coming. You can see in last 15 days, over 2,225 records have come. And you can see all at on 8th of July, we got 78 records. On 9th, we got 78 records. On 13th, we got 16 records. Let's say I want to see the records, all the e-commerce orders, all the orders which came on my e-commerce website on 13th of July. You can click on 13th of July. You can see here, time is from 13th of July, from midnight to the end of the midnight. Okay, how many orders you got? You got 66 orders almost. I mean, this is hit, not exactly order. And this is your log. Okay, you can click on this. You can see all of these details. This is like the category where the order happened, which currency it happened, who is the first user, what is the last name, gender. And this is how any order that you make on any e-commerce website, they track everything. They are 90%, there is like 60-70% chance they will be using Elasticsearch. You can see this is manufacturing data, this is order date, order ID, product ID. So a lot of this information is here. This is the JSON information, and this is why it is called unstructured data, because you can unstructure it. You don't have to have a particular structure. You have category, you have products inside your products, you have multiple products inside your product. Each product you have details of the product like base price, this, that, a lot of information. So everything you can see here. This is the email ID of the buyer, like this. You getting this? So Elasticsearch can not only work as monitoring and logging tool, it can also work as actually the no structured storage. So many of the companies, in fact, majorly it is used for search and storage compared to just monitoring and logging. They are just a use case around this. Okay. Like this, you can see all the logs you have here. You can click on particular log. Okay, you can open this like this. Okay, those who do not have, I know you will miss this charm, but I hope you will get it working. Okay, these are the attributes you have. And this is how companies do the analytics. Which country, which location, what kind of email, what kind of product, what kind of categories, what kind of currency the order is coming from. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay. If there are no questions, you can click on dashboard. The data that we imported, system will give you automatically a dashboard. Okay. For this example, what is a dashboard? So this data that we have looked at, this data is a raw data. There is no actual human understandable information out of it. For that, you have to aggregate the data, you have to do some sorting, you have to build some chart, you have to do some other operations, mathematical, build some histogram, build some bar chart, build some donut chart, and all of that. So this is the place to discover some data, and you can actually write some KQL syntax, okay? So for example, you can say where the customer gender equals female. I want to see all the females who have made the order on 13th of July. And you can see on 13th July, 33 female users have placed the order. Okay. Overall, if you want to see, probably let's say from in last 7 days, let's say in last 7 days, Okay. Last 1 week. You have 34. Breakdown by customer gender. Yeah, you can see. This is when 2 females order. This is when 2 female people order. Okay. Like this. 68 orders have come. And here you can, let's say from, I want to see in total in July, how many. So you can see always I have sometimes male have ordered more items, sometimes female have ordered more items. On this day, female ordered 46, male users ordered 41, like this you can see. Okay. Let's say I want to see where the, okay, currency is, let's say I want to see euro. Okay. Yeah, so currency is euro. So you can see in this currency euro, these are the order items which have gotten ordered. It seems it has only euro currency. Let's see something else. What else do we want to see? We want to, let's say, see categories. Okay. Product category is equal to, let's say, shoes. Okay. How many shoes have been ordered? So 261 shoes have been ordered, right? So like this, you can gather a lot of information. You can say, let's say, shoes, but based on, let's say, gender. You can see that majorly it is only the males who are ordering the shoes. You see, 12, 12. On this day, there is no male ordering the shoe. So this is a very beautiful place. You can say, let's say, country. So let's say based on the country. Country has a code. Let's say, you can see here. So this is the US, this is AE. I don't know what is AE. I think it is Africa. No, this is EG. I don't know, whatever, but this is US. At least I know that these many US users have been ordering these soaps, right? Country short is. Oh, A is UAE. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that. And which country is EG? What did you think? What would be EG? Egypt, I believe. I will say Egypt. Yes, Egypt. Okay, so based on this, okay, this is how you can continue probably working on this. And this is the place where you can derive a lot of information and data for your own use. Okay. Any questions? Do you find this interesting? What is your views? What are your views?
I think it's very interesting. There's just a lot to it to learn because of the different environment. But once being able to understand how to navigate and like the full capabilities, I think it's very useful.
Thank you. Yes, it is very extensive. I mean, we will only be talking about Discover and Dashboard, but you can see there is machine learning. You can actually apply machine learning models on this, and you can get a lot of information like why people are ordering these. Like someone who is ordering shoes should be ordering socks as well. And you can see, oh yes, the data is proving this. The same people who are ordering shoes are ordering socks. Right? This is the classical example of machine learning, that when the dad was going for shopping, all the male in this age 30s, they were going for shopping. They were buying wine. Okay, they were buying alcohol, as well as they were buying diapers. I believe you must have heard this example. Can someone tell me why?
They're stressed.
Okay. Okay. A male user is buying alcohol and diapers together.
Having kids is tough.
Sorry, Jose?
So having kids is tough.
Yeah, Jose got it right. So thing is that whenever moms are not there, dads are taking care of the kids. They want to have alcohol, okay? But if they are, then they will not be able to take care of the kids. So what they do is they buy a lot of diapers so that they can, kind of remain in a bit calm pace with the kids, right? They don't have to worry about the kids. So that is a very beautiful example of machine learning. And when the company found it, what they did is they bought all the alcohol in one place, and just beside that, they placed all the diapers, and the diaper sale was increasing like 4-5 times. 4-5 times it increased. There's a very good use case on this. You can go and read about it. There was one of the use case that Emirates, if you know, Emirates is considered a very premium airline in the world. They had a very tough time, and they had to save money. So what are they were like making machine learning understanding, like what is the food they can reduce the weight, okay, and users will still not feel bad about food, right? So they removed 4 P's, 4 P's, PEAS, P's, okay, 4 P's from the meals being served in the plane. And just 4 P's, just guess the weight, very less, right? Just reducing the 4 P's did not make any customer unhappy, but that saved them good amount, a few millions of dollars money every month. And they save a lot of money because of that. So there is like interesting data you can derive out of this information, okay? There's this machine learning, then there is like search. You can go and talk about vector search, behavioral search, analytics. You have observability, a lot of this, okay? Then we'll be using this a bit. APM we will be doing, I believe, infrastructure we'll be doing a bit. Then we have a lot of security, management, a lot of things are there in this, okay? But I know it is overwhelming. There is a lot to try and do. And I'm sure that everyone will be now interested to build this system and try it out, okay? Next thing is that, yes, Michael?
What are some, have you used this, I guess, personally? Is there anywhere that you have used it personally? And if so, what are like the use cases that you have found most useful for yourself?
100%, yes. I haven't used this a lot, okay? I'm more of Prometheus and Grafana. You can go and search about this. Prometheus, Grafana. This is another very useful visualization tool, okay? Okay, this is used a lot in industry. So I use this a bit and a bit of Cloud Search, CloudWatch. But the use cases are all of these analytics, where you want to, let's say Uber is trying to understand the user behavior and data. They will put a lot of this data, okay? So from the user point of view, financial companies, anywhere you want to have a beautiful dashboard and data, you can do that. Another good use case is in observabilities like SREs, okay? So all the things related to alerts, SLOs, then cases, and all. We will be doing a bit of APM, application performance monitoring. It is used to monitor how your application is performing. Okay, so we will be doing this probably. Okay, I'm not sure today we will not. Probably in the next class I will do it. That you will connect this to a Flask app and you will stress your Flask app and you will see how the performance is increasing or decreasing. Okay, so this can be used for performance monitoring, analytics, machine learning applications, building beautiful dashboards. Okay, so Michael, one of the good use case is this. So you can build a management dashboard to see how the company is performing. Okay. So for example, your manager, your boss wants to see what are the top products in last 4 days. You can see boots have been ordered the maximum, and black shirts and all. Top products this week is this. Where are we getting the maximum order? From the US, we have gotten $14,000 worth orders. From probably this UAE, we have gotten 16,000, like this. How many orders we are getting? On 13th, we got almost order of 5,000. This is this, this is this. You can see the categories. You can see the tracking, all of this information. How many items we sold? Average 2 items. Transaction per day is 148. Median spending is this 65. If you want to, let's say, data, okay, good for 1 week. I want to see good data from last 2 weeks. Just do it. You will see how the data is behaving, right? So Michael, one of a very good use case is building this beautiful dashboards. Make sense, everyone?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a lot of experience with Kibana at work. And my team monitors and uses it, and we branch out and try and configure dashboards for more insights. So I could definitely go probably ad nauseum on what logs we're looking at and why we're looking at them.
Class is yours now. You teach us how to build such beautiful dashboards now on, because I'm not really pro in this, honestly.
Yeah, Kibana is a very advanced tool that when you're creating visualizations, there's so much value that you can eke out of your data. And that's the whole purpose, is to come up with providing insights out of data that answers different needs. And so our primary Kibana dashboards are for engineers. And so they're using it for monitoring the system and then for drilling into the system. And as Chandra mentioned, there's competitors in this field like Grafana. But then our secondary use case is the effectiveness of the systems that we're monitoring from an output perspective. And so this is getting into like the data set we're looking at here, e-commerce, the effectiveness of my sales, and mapping into business operations. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, good to hear that. So definitely it is very useful, very powerful, everyone. Okay, as you can see, you can have a lot of conditions. For example, from last 2 weeks, I want to see only the income in men's clothing. So you can see this is the sales in men's clothing. You want to see the manufacturer. Let's say I want to see everything coming from Micro Solutions. So you can see this much is the business we have done through Micro Solutions, right? So like this, you can do a lot of this thing. Okay, you can actually build your own dashboard here. So you have to click on edit and you have to click on add panel, and probably try, I would need your help now. Let's say I want to see the orders with male and female, okay, category. So I would probably like to add here, okay. After this, I can click on add panel, and I would like to see this as a donut. Okay. So
Yeah.
we can click on pie, and we can click on this, and we can see count. And again, this is where I am needing your help.
Yeah, so from here, we're going to want to add our buckets, or how we're going to break this out.
Very good.
And you can do, split chart.
Okay.
And we're going to pick our type of breakout. And so you're doing male, female is what you want?
Yeah, male and female. How many male order? How many females order?
Okay. I think we normally go to just date histogram because we want to just have time series data.
Oh, that is definitely the better way to do it. I think I can do that. Yeah, let me discard this.
But if you can do it here, we can keep going with this chart.
Okay.
Yep. Add split chart. Yep. And then for your aggregation type, we're going to do date histogram.
Okay.
Do you see top option from the drop down?
I see only count.
Count is okay. Count is good. Yeah, because this will be a count of the records.
Yeah.
And so here, yes. And then aggregation just down below.
Yeah.
One more down.
I see aggregation here. And do you want me to write here?
Yeah, you could throw a label in.
Yeah.
And then aggregation here, yes, date histogram.
Yeah.
And then the order date, it's okay. Yeah, you can do order date. But those three options that are shown there are your fields that have been indexed with a date time series. Right.
Oh.
So those options, it's based on your index.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. So you've got those three orders. Order date is fine. We can stay there. Now, custom label, advanced. So you can live there and you can hit update. And let's just see what this, yeah, okay. So it drops it out. So going back up.
Okay.
And
I can list whatever.
Okay. I see you were on metrics, which is where we were. We were getting.
Yeah, you can just do a fresh start.
Yeah, so from here, go to lens. Lens is a really easy up at the top. Lens.
I think we can do horizontal one.
Yes, and I've got the e-commerce data set up as well. So hold on and I'll drive.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
You can click on create visualization. We can go on probably donut here. And in donut, we can slice by field, let's say gender. And again, I have used this long ago.
Yeah, it's so close. Yep. Now you.
Gender. I am just missing here. I don't know what to select and go to do the count and we can slice by oh yeah, finally I got it. So you can we have gotten this 51% are female users. So we can save it and return. And oh yeah, on this period, you can see that we have 90% orders are in male because let's remove this condition. And now you can see because that was a male brand, right? So you had only the male products. Now you have the female, you have the male. You can see this, right? So like this, you can continue and you can build a lot of different graphs and all, how it looks, it saves, then go and save it. Okay, so I think try it will be great if you can probably build some beautiful dashboards and show us how to do it. I think everyone would appreciate that because again, I'm not very pro in this.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely. So everyone, if you need some help, probably we got one expert at least with us and tries with us. Otherwise, you can go here. What you have to do is you have to click on dashboards. You have to select your dashboard. In your dashboard, you have to click on add panel and you can add any kind of panel you want, like pie chart, heat chart, this, goal, gauze, lot of things. Okay. And yeah, so you'll get this one. Let's say you want to have 1 days ago in previous days, what happened? You can see this one, how the orders are happening. Okay, makes sense, everyone? Any questions? Okay, I hope everyone is excited to build something on top of this. And I know I have almost taken the full day. Yes, Cass?
Oh, I started to make a comment and changed my mind. I was gonna say after our presentations, I'll be more focused on this.
Oh,
But I'm excited by this, and it's a lot of data, but I like this kind of thing.
100%. So after this, you have sample flight. You can see a lot of flight records. You have this wave log. At least you can probably make sense of wave logs more. So you can click on wave logs, and this will add some sample data for you. And you can view your data. You can see here all the logs which have come. Okay, from here the logs are coming. You can click on dashboard, and this is your wave traffic dashboard. You can see in last say 15 days, 840 unique people have come. The failure rate is 4%. Permission error rate is, I believe, 3%. Where the request is coming from, you can see maximum is coming from probably New York. No, it's not New York. No, it is New York. And this is this place. You can see where the records are coming from. This is the graph where the requests are coming from. You can see the maximum is coming from iOS, 20%, again 4%. And where this record is coming, so you can see from China, 4.4% requests are coming on Windows. And like this, you can see a lot of this information. There's India as well, more all Windows. I don't know why they don't count me. You can see a lot of information here. You can build this beautiful blogs, links, where the request is coming, how many people are visiting, all of this information you can build. Okay, all good, everyone? Any questions?
I'll just make an offer. If anyone wants a elk or cabana overview, just the basics, 30 minutes, I'm happy to do that today. I should be working on my assessment, but that takes some time.
I would like to join that, Troy.
Yeah, I would too. But like you, I'm also needing to present, and I'm not completely done with everything. So, but yeah, I definitely want to pick your brain on that, on this.
Yeah, happy to do so.
Sure. No, thank you, Troy, for offering your help. And I'm sure that it will be very helpful, useful for everyone.
Thank you, both of you. You also, Chandra.
Sure. All right, so yeah, this is how you can build it, everyone. Now the question is, how can I send my data, right? Because this is the sample data and beautiful logs, okay? This looks very beautiful dashboard, right? Building this much beautiful dashboard needs some knowledge, okay? Needs a lot of practice. But we will be building a small dashboard, everyone. Now, if you feel you are overwhelmed, I can probably, because we are close to lunch, I took straight 4 hours, I believe, almost from you. So if you want, but because afternoon is pretty much full because I have to take some presentations and I have to talk to some other people. So afternoon, I'm not sure how much I can do. Is it okay if I finish this in like 15 minutes more? And I leave the afternoon free for you?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So let's because we are in a speed, right? We are in momentum right now. If we do it for afternoon, it will take a bit of time, right? So let's finish it. So if you go to your lesson, okay, you have this index patterns. Okay, this is where I have shown you how to build some simple dashboards. Okay, the try will help you more, but simple dashboards you can build. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to click on add views. Okay. You have to click on data view. Yeah, you have to click on data view. Concept, yeah, okay. So we have two data views right now, right? E-commerce and another one is log data. I will create a sample for my own, okay? And my data is coming from where? My data is this log file, okay? Where is this log? This log file is here. Again, don't worry about it. We'll learn in Docker. I'll show you Docker exec -it. I'll show Docker -stash bash. If I show you /log, this is the place, and I'll show you the package.log, and this is the log file. This is the log file we will be analyzing, right? What is this log file? This is a record of every package manager related activities, okay? Installation, uninstallation, removal, anything which happens is here. You can see here, everything related to package manager is in this log. What our job is, as let's say you were DevOps engineer, your job will be, you have to take this log and build a beautiful dashboard. I want to see all the logs of how many install happened, how many configuration happened, which all packages have been unpacked. All this data I want to see. How will you do it? You will start and set up your stack. You will write your log stash configuration. You will tell where is the path of the log file. You will say this is the path. You see, where log? This is your path for the log. You want to have from beginning or from mid, wherever, you just give that beginning. Everything you will put inside your Elasticsearch. Once you do this, what happens is you have to go here and build your database, right? So you have to write, let's say we'll write like log stash, and I will give the pattern log stash. And you can see this data has matched. I'll click on save data view to Kibana. Okay. Once you do this, it will automatically, create the columns, the data divisions like timestamp, version, ID, score, source, hostname, everything. It will segregate your data based on. Okay. So your database is created, right? Index is database. I told you, right? Index is database. Okay. Column is your fields, right? Data is your records. Then you have to go on discover. And now from drop down, you can select log stash as your data. Okay. And from last, why there is no record? Oh, some useless filter was there. You can see all the log that is inside your servers has come inside your dashboard, right? This is your log. See, from where, what is the message, everything is here, right? Like this, you will install this in every hundreds of servers. All the logs from hundreds of server will come here. And then you can put your conditions and anything, and you can see, okay, the thing which is happening. So since it is in only one host, you will have a very simple normal view, but you can definitely build more advanced views here. So you get your views here, and then you go to dashboard. And in dashboard, you will go ahead and create a new dashboard, okay? And how will you build that? Let's say you want to build, let's say a line, okay, of log stash, okay? And you can give the count, I believe. Again, I'm not very good at it. I don't know how it works. So, but essentially you can actually, okay, let me make a simple one. Let me make it something on metrics. Metric, okay. What is the metric I want? Yeah, how many records you have? So 2,961 record. Okay, like this you can probably see. Okay, like this. So this you can create and you can save. Okay, no count. Yeah, you can save and return, and you have built a dashboard with a number of counts of the records. You go here again in panel, and let's say you want to build area of this, and y-axis will be probably count, and x-axis, let's say we give it timestamp. And yeah, there's no record in this, so probably last 7 months. So there is like very less data in this, so you don't get good records, but otherwise you will see a beautiful area graph coming here. Okay, so there's no record right now. Okay, I think there is something wrong in this. There is something wrong with this. I think it should not be count. Should be something else. The rate. Again, I'm not very good at log stash. Sorry, Kibana. I can probably update myself and come back in the next class. But overall, you got the point, right? You have to click on panel, whatever data you want. You just have to build that. Oh, yeah, I got some data here. Yeah, the log stream you can see here. All the logs you get here. Something. All right, so that is a very quick way of, if you want to build more, this is where you can. So probably you can click on count, you can click on pie charts, you can build some bar chart. All the steps have been given here. Okay, everyone? Any questions? Okay, so probably I believe that this was one of the few complete 4 hours session I have taken, and I feel good about it. It was a lot for me. I do want to relax now. So that's all we will have for today, everyone. Do you have any question? Any question, everyone?
None now, but I may later.
All right. Okay, so I hope that this lesson was useful for everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is very interesting lesson, and this is not the end of the lesson. You may have few more lessons coming on this topic. Hopefully, I may probably take one more lesson on this if time permits. Hopefully, that will be very useful for everyone. So this is a very useful and very powerful tool that we just talked about, Elastic Stack. Elastic itself is a job role. As Troy was saying, his whole job is building Kibana dashboard. And it's a good thing that we have at least one expert with us, because I am not really good with Kibana, okay? So hopefully you will probably use this. Follow this step, get your logs. Now you understand the cycle, right? How it works. You build your application, you deploy your application. You get your logs, you feed your logs through Langstash through Elasticsearch. You build dashboard, and there you can see all the logs coming in each of the system. That is monitoring and observability, everyone.
I did have one question now that I think of it. So I think you mentioned it just briefly, but we're doing this in Docker because it's too heavy for T2 micro.
We are doing it on local machine.
Okay.
It will not work on T2 micro, by the way. If you
Because
have,
it's too,
yeah, you need, if you're doing on a bare metal, you would need T2 large. But that's why we are using Docker, because in my system, I have 16 gigs of RAM. So I'm not limited with RAM on my system. But this is just for development. In production, you will not be using this. You'll be using actually the production level Elasticsearch. So let me show you that as well. I'm glad that Jens, you asked this question. So managing Elasticsearch system is not easy job. Okay. Okay. So what you can probably do is something called Elastic Cloud is there. Okay. This is a very big company. Okay. Worth few billions, I believe, who has built this solution. Okay. You can go and you can check the pricing. There is no free tier, sorry. So you can probably go and build something, and you can see it is not cheap. Even the cheapest one is $95. So then you don't have to maintain all of this. You just feed your data in the cloud. That's the only thing you have to do then. Right? Yeah, yeah. So this is a big domain. I mean, there are hundreds of monitoring tools. If you see, at least I have used 5, 6 of them, 7 of them. And you can see how many number of ads you can see. The number of ads, that many number of companies working in that domain, 10 times of that. You can see so many companies are in this domain monitoring. We just learned about like Elk, right? Then you have Nagios, you have Splunk, you have Datadog, you have, yeah, this is the monitoring tools. There's no end of tools. You can see here. I promise this, I mentioned Kibana, we learned Splunk is there, Nagios, Dynatrace. I haven't used this. I don't know about this. I know this is a good company, but at least this is just half. Okay. But the concept remains the same everywhere. Okay. So yeah, this is just simple for Docker, for learning. In practical, you will be using one of this big cloud hosted. All right, everyone. So with this, I would stop the recording.